let's say 7:10ish, 7:15.
Okay.
We will have Robotics Roundup. So
Okay.
all that is coming up. Busy show today. We also have a special guest that will come in a little bit after 7:30.
That's right. Chris Siriano will bring us a little bit more information about his new film, Bearded Boys of Baseball.
Ooh.
It's going to be on the big screen. It's going to be on the small screen.
Nice.
So we'll tell you how to watch it and really what it's all about. It's a fascinating story. Fascinating history from our region.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I hear, I'm sure that's won a bunch of awards, but I've heard we're already nominated for awards for what we're about to talk about today. Because it's just such a jam-packed show.
Yeah, the committee is ready.
Today, weather-wise, I do want to let you know today is going to be cloudy, some sunshine in the afternoon, high 44, clear skies tonight and cold, low down to 28. Right now, let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Here are some of the local headlines we're covering for you today. The U.S. Department of Energy is approving a $1.5 billion loan to Holtec International to reopen the Palisades nuclear power plant in Van Buren County. U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm is in Michigan this week. Also, she's with Governor Gretchen Whitmer. They are expected to make an announcement this morning at Holtec. State lawmakers from Southwest Michigan and other officials will be on hand for that announcement in covert. Holtec has sought the $1 billion from the federal government and another $300 million from the state of Michigan for this project. This will be the first time a deactivated nuclear power plant has been restarted, and now they have the resources that they said they needed to do it. So we'll have more details on that as they become available later today. The Bridgman Public Schools Board of Education has met with high school band director Cliff Repart a day after the board heard an earful from residents in support. Repart was placed on paid administrative leave by the district in December for a possible policy violation, although the district has not revealed more about that because it's a personnel issue. A Facebook group called We Trust Repart came together recently to push for his reinstatement. They now have nearly 1,000 members. Some waited outside the FC Reed Middle School Tuesday while Repart spoke to the school board. Angelique Peterson is one of the organizers of We Trust Repart and tells us that the students want him back in school.
When months go by, that leads to a lot of unnecessary speculation. Rumors start flying, people trying to piece together what happened to this great man. And I feel like that's really damaged his character during this time. And he's not a man that deserves that. And for the kids especially, it was devastating. They have been sad since he left. And that's been the hardest thing for any of us to watch.
Peterson says it's been heartwarming to see the support Repart has gotten. The Board of Education made no decision following its closed-door session with him yesterday as it continues the investigation. After the meeting, Repart thanked those who came out in support of him. St. Joseph City Commissioners are moving forward with a search for a new city manager. Current city manager John Hodgson has said he'll retire later this year, likely in September. At their meeting this week, City Commissioner Michelle Binkley said a committee consisting of herself, Commissioner Michael Sorolla, and 2 members of the public has been formed to start looking for Hodgson's replacement.
In the next couple of days, the position will be posted on the appropriate places like MML, and then we'll be receiving the applicants and we'll be going over those. I think we were thinking maybe 5 or 6 weeks for that, and then we'll take a look at it.
The citizen representatives on the committee are Amy Elsperman, who serves in the Human Resources Department at Whirlpool Corporation, and Tom Golick from the Downtown Development Authority. Commissioner Michael Sorolla said the committee is taking care not to look too early and not wait too long, noting in government, officials tend to give more notice that they're leaving a position than the 2 weeks typical in the private sector. Heads up on the Berrien County Trial Court. They are transitioning to a new case management system, and this will mean some delays in services. The court says effective April 1, any payments made to the trial court finance office will be receipted in, but will not be applied to the appropriate case until after April 15th. That includes online payments. No bonds will be refunded until after April 29th, and no restitution checks will be issued until after that date as well. This does not affect payments made for a friend of the court case, but effective April 15th, the criminal and juvenile divisions at the St. Joseph Courthouse will be operating with reduced dockets with minimal hearings scheduled, and the reduced scheduling will continue through the week of May 6th. Criminal dockets in the Niles Courthouse will continue as usual, but may experience some paperwork delays, and traffic cases will likely experience delays in processing as well. Civil and probate schedules will continue as normal. The trial court thanks everyone for their patience while they implement their new system.
All right.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
As we mentioned earlier, Robotics Roundup coming up here in just a few minutes. Also sports. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The rescue mission.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Hello. Good morning.
Diane says good morning.
Hello, Diane.
Jeff says good morning from Mexico City.
Jeff.
It's 5 o'clock there.
Thank you for joining us.
You have a margarita? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Buenos dias.
Yeah, that's awesome. What are you doing in Mexico City, if I may ask?
Yeah. What's going on there?
And Diane says good early morning. Yeah, that's a. Are you paying international fees right now with the data there? How does that work?
Don't ask about that until after the show.
You got that fancy fancy international bill there? He said, see. He said he's visiting his girlfriend.
Oh, very nice.
Oh.
Very nice.
Why is your girlfriend in Mexico City?
Johnny has so many questions.
What's she doing there?
Mexico City. I think the population of that is some tremendous amount. Population.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Of Mexico City.
When you go across the border and you're visiting your girlfriend, can you use that as your reason for your visit? What do you
Sure.
Oh, welcome to Mexico. What are you doing here? Oh, I'm just going to visit my girlfriend. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Move along.
I guess you'd call that recreation, not occupation. I don't know.
Yeah. Business or pleasure.
Basically 9 million people.
Yeah, he says 8 million, roughly.
Well,
So it's probably somewhere in the middle. Probably 8.9, 8.75.
as of 2015, which is a long time ago, it was
Yeah.
8.8 million. So
Okay.
I assume it's going to be larger than that. Let's see, 2020
Maybe.
population 9.2 million.
Okay.
But what's a couple of million between friends?
No international fees for Canada and Mexico.
Hey, look at that.
That's good to know.
That is
So,
good to know.
I've never left the country.
You've never left the country?
Never left the country.
Ever?
Never.
Even Canada? It's
Nope.
like right
Never
over
been
there.
to Canada.
It's
Never
right,
been to
right over
Canada.
there.
No.
You
I
take
do
a wrong
wanna-
turn, you could be in Canada.
That's true. Speaking of which, the guys from our rock station at one point did take a wrong turn and went to Canada. Like
Oh,
they were
dear.
going to visit or go to like close to the border,
Right?
and they were on this highway and they just kept going. And they were like, "Oh, wait a minute. We just crossed into Canada.
Oh, man.
Now we have to go through this thing." And then to get back in,
Yeah.
it took a while.
That sounds
for
like a movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think there was a pot movie like that.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Dude, where's my country?
Dude, where's my country? Yeah, I love that.
So,
Dude, sweet.
dude,
Sweet.
where's my car? That movie, I will say, as stupid as it was, actually kind of funny.
That's very funny.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It kind of straddles the line of silly boy humor and rom-com, right?
Yeah. Well, because that was in the era of there were a lot of what would I call stoner teen movies?
Yeah.
I would call that. Yeah.
Horrible thing.
So you have that movie. You've got I would kind of put some of the Kevin Smith movies like Clerks and was it Chasing Amy or whatever, those movies kind of under the kind of stoner vibe. But you got Half Baked.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
movie.
I don't think I saw that one.
No? Dave Chappelle.
Mm-mm.
Great movie. Great movie.
Did you see what they're doing over in North Korea?
No.
They don't like jeans. They don't like blue jeans.
Oh, really?
They don't like denim.
Are they doing a denim ban?
Well, the North Korean state television censored a pair of blue jeans when they were airing a British gardening show.
Wait, so a guy is digging a hole.
Yeah, he's in his garden.
And he's got the shovel.
And he's got jeans on.
And so he's getting ready to shovel, and they're blurring out his bottom half.
They are blurring out his bottom half. I mean, you look at it and you can't even really tell, but apparently they hate so much Western fashion and culture and what they say it stands for, capitalism and that kind of stuff, that they blurred out his jeans.
That's so odd. But now I want to watch it.
Yeah. It was a BBC TV series, Garden Secrets episode.
Ooh, good show.
Where British broadcaster Alan Titchmarsh kneels in a garden bed while tending to plants in a pair of jeans. But when they broadcast the episode, the Korean Central Television Agency applied a blurring effect to his legs, though that really didn't conceal the fact that he was wearing blue pants.
Yeah, it just looks like blurry pants that he's
Why
wearing.
not just not air the episode?
Right.
And how do they know it was jeans?
We can't have gardening shows. Well, why can't you have gardening shows? Do you not like do you not want to be influenced by the other societies like the UK?
Yeah.
No, we just don't like blue jeans. Oh. So you just have a no blue jean filter?
Blue jeans have been banned in North Korea since at least the early 1990s.
Okay.
And citizens know that blue jeans are absolutely verboten and people should not wear them under any circumstances.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will say I do enjoy the blue jeans.
Yeah.
But I do like the lighter pants, like soft pants. Like sometimes blue jeans can be a little too restrictive.
What, like khakis or something?
Yeah,
like
like
that?
khakis or like the pants I'm wearing today.
What do you got there? Oh, okay.
They are blue, but they are not blue jeans. They're blue dress pants.
Oh,
so
very nice.
I like honestly, I don't golf.
Okay.
But I like golf wear. Like the polo shirts, the light pants. I like all that stuff.
The big straw hat.
The big straw hats, the all that stuff. The white belts. All that ridiculous stuff. I would love to see more, because one of my favorite golfers when I was growing up was Payne Stewart.
Okay.
And he was one of the last people to wear like the old school golf outfit. Like the big like pantaloon kind of pants, the high socks.
Yeah.
And the big sweaters.
The old Scottish deal.
Yeah, the basically Scottish wear.
With the hat with the little tassel on top.
Yeah, he would wear an outfit kind of like that.
Fun.
Yeah. And no one else was doing it. Everybody else was just the basic hat, polo, straight pants.
I would like to play in a kilt at some point. Just like Scotland.
Yeah.
Dude, go that route.
As long as it's not windy.
It's very windy.
But even then, if it's breezy, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's not good for everybody else, but
4.
Yeah. Whoa. Easy on the backswing there, Ken.
Oh dear.
Cindy says good morning.
Hey, good morning, Cindy. We got John there.
We got
Hello,
John. Good morning, John.
Good to see you. You're enjoying exclusive content, John, and everyone else, on our video live stream today.
And we're also learning about Jeff and his relationship. Said his girlfriend is from Mexico City.
Okay.
He met her when she worked for me at Anheuser-Busch. She worked for Grupo Modelo.
Okay.
And supported AB's operations. Neat.
I used to really enjoy a Modelo. Those are good.
I do like a Modelo.
Yeah.
It's a solid
Mexican
if it's on the
beer.
menu, at a bar somewhere, that's
light
it's
or
a nice
dark?
light beer.
Light or dark? Do you like the light?
I like the light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah, I like a good Stella as well.
Stella.
Those are, those little fancy light beers that have those are almost Pinky's Out beers.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
Why Pinky Out?
Why do you put your pinky out?
It actually goes back to the Middle Ages when people used to eat with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
People would extend their pinky to keep it clean from food.
Yep.
So they could wipe or scratch their faces.
Makes sense.
So in case you're thinking about, diving into the food
Mm-hmm.
and getting your hands all dirty, barbecue, if you're having barbecue,
Yeah.
keep your pinky out. Eat the ribs with the pinky out.
When you eat barbecue, I've had
don't.
this conversation.
Yeah.
Well, you never have barbecue?
No, I do.
Never,
Now I do mushrooms and stuff like that. Yeah, sure.
Anything that has the sauce.
Okay.
It's not even barbecue. Any saucy thing
Okay.
that you eat with your hands.
Yep.
Do you wipe in the middle of it so that you can grab like a glass to drink out of?
This sounds very messy.
Yeah, because what I do is I go to if I go to a wings place or ribs or something like that,
All
I
right.
do not wash my hands in the middle of if I'm saucing it up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wipe and then sauce it up again. What I do is I grab my cups like this, and then I drink two-handed.
You don't. I'm gonna go grab Chris.
Oh, wonderful. My sister-in-law, she makes fun of me all the time for that. I will do the saucy hands. Does anybody else do that? When you have wings, ribs, any sort of messy kind of thing, do you wipe your hands in the middle of it? Because when you have wings or barbecue, you have to go to the bathroom to wash all that stuff off. Because there's no wet nap or paper towel that's going to do it justice. You need to have you got to go to the bathroom. So. Anyways, gonna have a special guest here in just a moment, so I'm gonna get him all ready to go. But great to have everybody watching. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Johnny.
Yep.
I'm sorry I missed the end of your story there.
Just talking about saucy hands.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister-in-law makes fun of me for doing the two-handed drink. Because you can't wash your hands. You gotta, when you do all the sauce and all that, you can't wipe with a wet nap and a paper towel at the table. We looked up
the history of why people have their pinkies out.
Okay.
Sometimes people here, you just grab that microphone and make it yours. You own it. That's yours right now.
I'm gonna grab him a camera as well.
Okay. But we were talking about the history of pinkies out. Apparently, it dates back to the Middle Ages when people wanted to keep one of their digits clean so that they could scratch their faces while they're eating without getting a mess everywhere. So I don't know.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, right. We talk about fun stuff here. Chris Siriano joining us. He's the what would you say, producer, executive producer? What's your official title?
Yeah, executive producer.
Executive producer for 2 films now.
Right.
The most recent one, Bearded Boys of Baseball.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
Absolutely. And then Johnny found out that it's going to be on the big screen here, Celebration Cinema, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yep. So starting Friday
Yeah.
at 4:15 and running for a week straight, 4:15 and 7 p.m. every day
Okay.
at the Celebration Cinema.
Oh, that's
I've been
fantastic.
Super excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's also going to be on PBS, and we'll talk about this on the radio as well. But
Okay.
we've got some folks on the live stream who like to watch and check us out and see behind the scenes. So this is exclusive content. But
Yep.
tell us about the movie itself, Bearded Boys of Baseball.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, man.
Yeah.
It's it's
This has been a passion play for you.
for 34 years at least. So,
Really? That long?
yeah.
Okay.
More than half of my life.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a big. I love it. It's I feel like local history here
Yeah.
in Southwest Michigan is so much more fascinating than most of American history.
Yeah.
And with the baseball team, guys with long hair and beards and an oddity on the field and
Yeah.
superstar players, it made a cool combination. Back when they started in 1914. So it's there's a lot of information, a lot of information that we share during the documentary that's never been seen before.
Oh, really?
And we kind of partnered with the founder of the Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City,
Mhm.
Missouri.
Yeah.
And he is a world-renowned scholar about Negro baseball. And the House of David was, of course, the only white team that played in the Negro leagues.
Wow.
Back when the black guys couldn't play in the majors, the white guys from the House of David couldn't play because they wouldn't shave. So it's a crazy cool part of baseball.
Right.
history.
And it just shows that the love for baseball, superseded all the other discriminations and stuff.
Sure did.
We just want to play. Let's play. Let's play.
Yeah.
Let's have fun.
Yeah. That's what Lloyd, one of the last interviews we did with the old House of David baseball catcher, Lloyd Gallagher, when he was in his mid-90s, said, it was just all about getting out and playing ball, getting out and playing ball. That's what he said on film. So, and that's what it was. They went everywhere and anywhere. They played anybody's team, farm teams, pro teams, semi-pro teams, whatever it took. Wherever they were invited, they went and they played.
We'll talk more about the movie itself in a little bit when we get on the air. But how does one? You said this idea has been rolling around in your head for 34 years. How does one go about taking an idea for a movie to actually making a movie, and then not only making the movie but then distributing it,
right,
and getting all kinds of accolades globally?
It's a lot.
Takes a couple minutes.
Yeah. It was high on my bucket list. So it's definitely been a dream of mine. I had made a film back in 2010 with another film producer that wasn't nearly cutting edge as Moondog Productions.
That's who you're working with now, is Moondog, and you've made 2 films with them, right?
2 films, in the process of making a third right now.
Okay. So, third film.
Yep.
And the third one will be about what?
Yep. That's we're actually partnering with Eden Springs Park at the House of David. And the film is going to be about the amusement park, the trains, the music. That's all awesome. From the beginning to the end.
Could we make a horror film about that? Because that'd be really cool.
I mean, they do the Halloween train rides.
Now, there you go. See, we already got it moving.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of, keeping track of a lot of their that group that's working hard on a lot of different projects to just keep revitalizing and remodeling that space. So yeah, that's so much. So like you said, so much Southwest Michigan history that so many people don't even know about to uncover all that stuff.
Mind-boggling. Amount. Right. And for a person that's I majored in history in college and love history, and of course grew up at in my age where there was a series called Roots, where was fascinating to me as a kid, and kind of addicting 5-part series. And so when I started really studying deep into the House of David story, I always felt from the beginning, like, oh my gosh, this is our roots. This is our amazing multi-series documentary, if it could ever be made. Well, I didn't think I was going to be the one making it. I just thought it's worthy of that.
Sure.
And so now it's kind of like a dream come true times 10 for me, because not only are we partnering with the theaters and PBS, but also have been asked to keep going. So it's not cheap to make a documentary, and it's out of my pocket. So you don't get paid. So it's just important to me to teach it, to share it, and this avenue, it gets shared all over the world. So for my museum to teach the history has been awesome, because over probably 130,000 guests in my career since I founded it. But now this last film in 2022 was seen by over 1 million people.
Wow.
So this just gives you an idea. And I think this Bearded Boys of Baseball, because baseball is America's favorite pastime, and it touches lives around the world. I honestly think, and I've been told, that it's even a better movie than the last one, which, it's kind of hard for me to digest.
Sure,
'Cause of the
yeah.
success of the last one.
I wonder
So,
if it should be required viewing for the MLB.
I feel like it should be. I think anybody that's a baseball fan of any kind, whether you're 5 years old getting ready to start T-ball, or
Sure.
you're 85 years old and you've loved baseball for many, many years. It's something that people should and I'm sure will enjoy. And good timing, because the baseball season about to start here pretty
Was
soon.
that a coincidence?
wow.
Probably not.
Maybe.
Yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to news here in just a second, and then we'll chat a little bit more, and then we'll also talk on the radio. But a lot of great people watching right now. If you have any questions for Chris about Bearded Boys Baseball, or any House of David questions, I'm sure he could answer some of those for you. So feel free to comment. All right, switch over here.
Los Angeles also offered the biggest savings for renters compared to buying. Stock futures point to a higher open this morning. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just around 7:30, we're getting close to there. It's going to be a nice day today. We're looking at some sunshine in the afternoon, high 44. Later tonight, we're looking at clear skies, cold, and down to about 28. So
Yeah, it was
got-
a little chilly yesterday.
Yeah. And then Thursday, it looks like it's going to be sunny and a high of 50. We got a special guest here in the studio, and we've been talking. If you're not watching on our live stream right now, you need to, because we have Chris Siriano to talk about the Bearded Boys of Baseball.
Yeah.
Great documentary that's going to be released here very soon. We're having some great chats on there, and we'll talk more in just a little while, but it's been fun.
It has
Had a
been
great
fun.
time.
Yeah, good content here. If you miss it, you can always check it out on Facebook. We put the stream back up there after the show, but you're missing the original content right now. So tune in.
Absolutely.
Tune
Check it out live. Right now, though, let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the local stories that we're following for you today. The U.S. Department of Energy is approving a $1.5 billion loan to Holtec International to reopen the Palisades nuclear power plant in Van Buren County. U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm and Governor Gretchen Whitmer are expected to make the announcement later this morning at Holtec in Covert. State lawmakers from Southwest Michigan and other officials will be on hand for that announcement. Holtec has sought the $1 billion from the federal government and another $300 million from the state of Michigan for the project. This will be the first time that they have turned a deactivated nuclear power plant back live again in that restarting procedure. We'll have more details as they're available today. Again, this is one of the big resources that Holtec said it needed in order to move forward with the restarting plan. There will be more police presence patrolling Silver Beach this summer. Speaking to St. Joseph City Commissioners this week, Berrien County Sheriff Chuck Haidt said with a new school resource officer now available, the Sheriff's Department will also have resources for 2 deputies to station at the beach. They will also have Michigan State Police presence there on bicycles as well. They said last year the department issued 150 citations for alcohol violations at the beach, 3 citations for marijuana use, and 7 for disorderly conduct at the beach. And finally, the Michigan Department of Human Health and Human Services is reporting that 2 bats have tested positive for rabies in the state this year, and one of those is in Berrien County. Berrien County Health Department tells us when an animal tests positive, it's usually after contact with a human. MDHHS public veterinarian Mary Grace Staberski says it's not uncommon for bats to be found with rabies. Skunks are the second most common. If you happen to have a run-in with one of those animals and they bite you, you might want to hang on to it so they can test it to see if it has rabies and maybe save yourself some rabies shots if they can't find that. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
And as we said, we'll talk with Chris Siriano on our live stream, and then also a little bit more in just a few minutes. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network. I'm Jonathan.
All right.
Can I just say something real quick on the rabies?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you got?
Can you imagine if you've gotten bitten by a wild animal? It's like, okay, now I have to go catch the thing to see that it gets tested.
Yeah.
Right.
How fun would that be?
Ow, you just bit me.
You ever
Can you
been
get
bit
in
by
this
a wild
cage?
animal?
Well, not like that.
Okay, you ever been bit
No.
by a wild
Yeah.
animal?
I
I was bit by
trying
a
to think.
dog once on a paper route,
Okay.
and fortunately the dog
Did not have rabies?
did not have rabies.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
but it
too.
got tested.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah, right in the face.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
Ouch.
mine was in the back
Oh.
because I was running,
Oh.
and it still got me.
Yeah.
Did you continue to deliver paper?
I was on a substitute route.
Oh,
I was
okay.
helping somebody else out, and it turns out the normal paper person was always taunting the dog. And on
really?
Yeah, and on this particular day,
Come
the dog was
on.
out off leash.
No.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Got the
Thanks a
dirty
lot,
deed.
guy. Yeah.
Right.
It's like, Ken, would you take over for me?
Darn it.
They don't have paper routes really for kids anymore,
They
do
sure
they?
don't.
I mean, I know my dad and
It's too
everybody
bad,
I
too.
know
Yeah.
used to do that.
Not a
And
big deal.
Yeah, because you got to deliver the papers, you got to interact with the neighbors, know who everyone was on your
Yeah.
block, got to collect money, turn
Exactly.
that over to the paper people, or unless you're like my friend who collected the money and thought that was all his, and the
Ooh.
paper company came back and said, "Where's the
Oh, you got to get our cut.
where's the
Yeah.
money?
You do get paid,
Oh.
but we need to get
our
paid for
cut."
it.
We've got Chris Siriano in the studio. Thanks for joining us this morning, Chris.
Absolutely.
Sorry, we just kind of threw you in here and said, start talking.
Absolutely. Yeah,
My
you've been.
pleasure.
I know, like you said, you're a big fan of history and so many cool things. And I love that there's going to be, as you've had your museum and you've been talking about, and so many other people have been really trying to revitalize a lot of that House of David history. I love that there's going to be never before seen footage and pictures and all that stuff in this documentary. So this will be a lot of fun.
I feel like we should have a clip of the film.
Do we got a clip? Do we have a clip?
Do we have a clip anywhere? I know there's a trailer.
No. let's
Yeah,
find
the trailer is it right now.
Yeah, we'll put the trailer in the toss that in the comments.
Okay,
probably.
we'll do that.
And the House of David baseball team were they much like the band and some of that, where they would travel all around the nation and play?
Yeah, the House of David baseball team actually maybe traveled more than most everything
Okay.
concerning the House of David, because they traveled all over the North American continent. So they not only traveled all over United States, but they went into Mexico and they went into Canada.
Okay.
So even the Hawaiian Islands.
Oh,
So,
wow.
They really, really put the miles on. So
Now they still have a baseball team where people will still kind of play in the style of the House of David baseball team, right?
I think they still definitely have the House of David Echoes. Is
The
what it's
Echoes,
called.
yeah.
And just a group of local guys that most of them have whiskers and get out and
Sure.
track the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, none of the I've never seen any of the really big long beards of any of the people that are playing on the Echoes. And then the long hair. You don't see that anymore.
No, there was a couple guys that started out locally with the House of David Echoes that had that, but then they passed away recently. So
In a very brief paragraph, House of David, why are they here? Why is their nucleus here in the Benton Harbor area?
just Benjamin Purnell, the founder of the House of David, came from Paducah, Kentucky to Benton Harbor, Michigan, because of the opportunity that was here, and because of the Louis and Albert Boschke that had the Boschke wagon factory. They were believing under the same exact type faith
Okay.
from the messenger before Ben. So they invited Ben to come here, and then they bought the land and they donated over $400,000 back in 1902 for him to set up camp here. So,
Okay.
And they set up camp here and they did a ton of things.
Mm-hmm.
ton of things.
Yeah.
I mean, the industry it doesn't stop.
Right.
Right. From cruise ships on the Great Lakes to trolley cars, bus lines, hotels, restaurants, factories, foundries, a gold mine in Western Oklahoma, a diamond mine in Australia, a coal mine in Kentucky,
Wow.
to on and on and on
Yeah.
and on and on.
And part of their religious belief, correct me if I'm wrong, was the men were mostly celibate.
The life was communal, Christian, vegetarian, celibate life.
And so one of the outlets for the young men was baseball.
Right.
Right.
And they discovered early on that they needed an outlet for those young guys.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's why they were so good.
Otherwise, they were going to be MIA.
Right?
Right. Yeah. They were good athletes.
Sure.
Amazingly, that they had a massive crop of great athletes there. And they took advantage of that and traveled the country and played anybody and everybody.
That's fantastic.
All right, we're going to talk here in just about 20 seconds.
Okay. So
Stand by.
we'll reset. We'll go back to the terrestrial in addition to the live stream and talk about the Bearded Boys of Baseball.
Okay.
Yeah.
For Thursday, mostly sunny. High temperatures getting back up near 50 degrees. We'll be in the low to middle 50s starting on Friday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be
Here we
part
go.
of the show anytime.
Here
you
we
can
go.
Call. Yeah, here we go. This is when we have guests in the studio. This is where I got to use the here we go more and more. But you can join us on our live stream on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. We're over there. And of course, we've been having a great conversation with our special guest today. So let's reset and reintroduce this wonderful special guest that we have, Ken.
We are talking with Chris Siriano. He's the, did we say executive producer?
That's right.
Executive producer of the new film that's coming out called The Bearded Boys of Baseball. And this is your second film. And it has to do, basically, there's a theme. There's a series of films that are in the works. And they're talking about House of David and looking at different aspects of that, something that's very important to the local history here. But let's talk a little bit about Bearded Boys of Baseball. What is it?
Yeah, Bearded Boys of Baseball is just a compilation of their 40 plus years of baseball here on the North American continent, and they from growing long hair and beards and playing, being an oddity on the field to being a team that won over 70% of their games. They played against the pros. They played against barnstorming teams, farm teams. And the Negro Leagues. And because of the fact that they were the only white team that played consistently in the Negro Leagues, that's a big part of Negro League history. And we traveled the country getting interviews, getting film footage that's never been seen publicly, photos, stories, and we put it all together. And I think it's pretty off the hook.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you collaborated with some of the folks at the Negro League Baseball Museum as well, right?
That's right. Yeah, the original founder of the Negro League Baseball Museum, Phil Dixon, is a part of our story and talks in depth about how important the House of David was in their world. Yeah, which is pretty awesome to hear from that side of the story, because I could say it all day long, but to hear it from him, being the world-renowned authority about Negro League baseball, he's an author of like a dozen books and travels the country every single day talking about the Negro Leagues. He loved the chapter of the House of David and gives the House of David credit for helping break the color barrier in baseball.
Yeah. You're a historian. You know a lot about House of David, know a lot about that culture. Did you learn anything surprising when you started getting further into the baseball aspect?
I learn almost every day. There's so much to it. Honestly, there's so much to it. My dad used to say, "Chris, you opened up Pandora's box." Because it's never ending. And that's the beautiful part about it, is that, just when you think, okay, I should have it all. And then all of a sudden, a new branch pops out, the next new leaf of history pops out, and then and there's a whole new tree that you have to learn. So it's I love it. I learned so much just in every one of these documentaries. We go really, really in depth to be 100% accurate on every word of everything. So my job as executive film producer is not only to help put the content together, but I have to prove that what is being said is true. So, and I have to do that through photos, through film footage, or through interviews of somebody that was there, and it's been tough, but that's been the awesome part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've got an amazing foundation, though, because at the museum in St. Joseph, there is so much baseball memorabilia there. It is so cool.
Yeah, and that building is tiny compared to what it really could be. It could be 10 times that big. So
we got a couple empty buildings here. Well,
yeah, we could make room. We'll take one of the studios and make it the House of David Museum studio.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot to it. So, and a lot comes around almost all the time, new stuff. So how do you do justice to all of it? So what we try to do for the documentary was get the most fascinating, interesting, compelling stories and put them all together and mesh it for a crazy great documentary.
That's awesome.
Who would you say the most famous player was on the House of David team?
Probably Doc Talley as far as the House of David. He played,
but they had guests come in from time to time.
The most famous, world famous, was Grover Cleveland Alexander, who was a world considered the greatest pitcher of all time.
Yeah.
Won the World Series for the Cardinals in 26 when he struck out Babe Ruth.
Wow.
And then came on to play for the House of David from 31 to 35 and was a pitcher and a pitching coach. But, they had Satchel Paige, who put on fake red whiskers and played for him and won the World Series of the Negro Leagues, which was called the Denver Post Tournament.
Okay.
Wow.
For the House of David against Kansas City Monarchs. But, and Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
And, he just did some exhibition games with them and put on fake beards. And we've got footage of him cracking a 3-base hit.
That's amazing.
It's just, there's a lot of great athletes. Babe Didrikson, Jackie Mitchell, One-Arm Pete Gray, Chief Bender, the Daffy and Dizzy Dean. So they really touched a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
Question on our Facebook page, actually, from Jeff, wanted to know if there were players that would from the House of David baseball team that would make it into the major league circuit, Major League Baseball. Any of those?
Well, there were several that were offered contracts to play Major League Ball, but they wouldn't go because they wouldn't shave and they wouldn't leave their weight.
Yeah.
So their whiskers and their long hair were part of the religion. And they were quoted in Leviticus to not round the chin nor the forehead.
Sure.
And which they interpreted as never shave or cut their hair, that man should be in the likeness of Jesus. So even though they loved baseball, they wouldn't leave the faith to play baseball. So like Paul Mooney, one of the greatest early pitchers for the team, and his folks were the original founding family of the House of David. He was a phenom on the mound, and recruited by the Cubs heavily, offered a huge contract for the Cubs, but he wouldn't leave or cut his hair to do that. So there was a lot
now if they would have played, they'd be able to be fine because you get guys in the major leagues that look exactly like these guys.
Right. Yeah. Now, several years ago, I think it was the Boston Braves, won the World Series, and the Boston Globe contacted me about 3 weeks before and said, "Hey, we got to do a story about how the House of David influenced our guys about our long hair and whiskers."
Oh,
and so we collaborated and did a really fun story, and then of course they won the World Series after that. So
wow.
And St. Louis Cardinals, they had a lot of guys that had long hair and whiskers today.
Yeah,
that's great.
Now, you've got your museum, and there's the Negro League Baseball Museum. Is House of David in the Baseball Hall of Fame? Is there stuff and information in that museum?
Very little.
Okay.
And I've worked hard on trying to change that, and visited Cooperstown a couple times and donated some things. And the first time I went, there wasn't one piece of House of David.
Wow.
This is a big, monstrous museum.
Yeah.
And the Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City, Missouri, there's a ton of House of David. They tell the story. They purposely want you to know there's this wacky, weird, white whiskered team from
Mhm.
Benton Harbor, Michigan that played in our league. And so that I've tried to work with Cooperstown,
Sure.
and a couple friends of mine have donated some things. One family donated a uniform, which is rare as hen's teeth, worth thousands and thousands. So they're coming around. They are coming around, and a couple of their people really, really want to help tell the story there. But as of right now, there's not much at all, sadly.
Yeah.
Maybe we can schedule a showing, a viewing of your film at Cooperstown.
Hey, there we
Let's
go.
do that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and that's fabulous.
Yeah.
But not just baseball. What else have you got in store? You said you're working on a third film.
So we're in the process of making the third documentary right now.
Okay.
And it's and we're teaming up with the Eden Springs Park at the House of David group.
Okay.
Which makes my heart very happy. And they're the ones that are putting life back into the old amusement park. And so the movie will be about the amusement park, about the trains. It'll go in depth about the trains, about the midget autos, and the music in the park. And it's going to be awesome.
That's
and
cool.
We've had so many people say, Chris, you've done amazing with these movies, but you have to do one about the park. So
that's great.
So that's next. We do ultimately, Lord willing, and I remember who I am. We hope to do 9 documentary films.
Oh wow,
9.
We have 9 in the works.
That's great.
In the plan.
What is what's the timing on number 3?
They typically take about a year.
Okay.
So we're in March, probably. Who knows?
If you can't get Ken Burns to narrate these, I'm available.
Okay.
I can do.
Yeah,
this
you can
for
take another Ken. He's the backup Ken.
I'm the backup Ken.
Well.
But Bearded Boys of Baseball, the film is going. Can people see it right now? When can people see this?
Yeah, it's going to be at Celebration Cinema starting on Friday, 4:15 and 7 p.m.
All right,
and it'll be a week straight.
Okay,
and then on PBS.
That's a big deal. Let's talk about that one.
Yeah.
People can see it on the small screen in the comfort of their own homes.
Yeah, and it's going to be on PBS every Monday starting April 1st at 9 p.m. right after Antique Roadshow.
Oh,
I love Antique
slot.
Roadshow.
Yeah, that's a good slot.
It's an amazing slot. Yeah, it's their number 1 slot, actually.
Yeah.
So my heart is very swelled right now because of that. And so he said that's their best viewer slot. So every Thursday in April at 9 p.m. and it's going to start out with the first half of our first movie.
Okay.
And go on to the final half the second week of April. Then the third Thursday of April will be the first half of Bearded Boys of Baseball, and then the last Thursday will be the last half.
Okay.
So
awesome.
We're in the works of other things right now for documentary films, but I don't want to talk about.
Oh, come on!
But
we won't tell anybody.
It's good stuff. We'll talk about it another time.
No, that's really great. This is awesome.
Yeah, congratulations on the second film getting out of the gate and being in all kinds of great places. Celebration Cinema, PBS. We'll have some additional information available for folks. We've already shared the trailer, so if you want to see the trailer for Bearded Boys of Baseball and get excited about that, we've got that as well. So thanks, Chris. Did we miss anything? Anything else?
Nope. Just if you want to learn about the documentary, more of the details, it's hodfilm.com.
Okay.
For House of David, hodfilm.com.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
thanks,
then
Chris.
we want to check out the museum. How do we do that?
Yeah, the museum's open by appointment, and we're at 922 Main Street in St. Joe. And just get on Facebook and make an appointment through our Facebook site.
Awesome.
And we'll make it happen.
It's worth it. And if you can get Chris to talk you through some of the exhibits that you're seeing there, super fun.
Thank you.
It's very enriching.
Thank you.
So,
Chris,
thanks,
always great to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Absolutely.
Coming up here in just a moment, we'll have your Moody on the Market update. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
You see someone smiling today, it's a sure bet they've been to the Big Deals online store. You see, the grin is just unavoidable on the face of someone who's saved up to 50% on gift certificates to local businesses. Plus, they spend just like cash and never expire, so it's pretty likely that smile is going to be there for a long time. Visit online or download the Big Deals app to shop right from your phone.
Don't wait. Go to BigDealsSWMI.com today.
I'm Chris Britton, Executive Director of New Heights Auto Services. Vehicle repairs and maintenance are just a fact of life. It's something that we all have to do. So you might as well have it done with a place that you can trust, but you also get to support a ministry, a program that's giving back to the community with no added cost to you. You're already having to have this work done. You might as well do it somewhere where you don't have to pay extra and you get to do social good. Another way to give is to donate your vehicle. A full-service garage with a big purpose. NewHeightsAutoservices.com.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. Get the news you need, all free for you. Simply download the app. It's easy to do.
In this day and age, the apps on your phone can inundate you with alerts, push notifications, and more. But with Town Crier Wire, you have the ability to choose which types of news, sports, business, and closing alert notifications to get. As for navigating the rest of the app, it's easy. Just swipe from story to story and you'll stay informed.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay.
In addition to local news, local sports, local business news, local events, local closings and cancellations, as well as obituaries, you can listen to any Midwest family radio station within the app. Town Crier Wire is unique to Southwest Michigan. There's nothing else like it. If you don't have the app yet, go to your mobile download store, type in Town Crier Wire and press install. It's that easy, and again, it's free.
Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. Stay informed with local news. Otherwise, you'll be singing the blues. Just pick up your phone or tablet and go to your store. It's free. You won't have to pay anymore.
Town Crier Wire?
Town Crier Wire.
Town Crier Wire.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, look no further. We got you covered at moodyonthemarket.com. Everything from business updates to Southwest Michigan, why we love it here, and interesting people you should know.
Right?
You know, get some more. You got Chris stories in there. He was in here. I'm sure there's some stories about some of the great things that he's doing. So
absolutely.
Thank you again for Chris Siriano for stopping by, talking about the Bearded Boys of Baseball.
That was so fun. And again, they're going to have a screening at the theater at Celebration Cinema. And that starts this weekend?
This weekend, and runs for pretty much the next week.
And then coming up on PBS, just in time for baseball.
I mean, when he said after Antiques Roadshow,
right.
You sign me up because I love Antiques Roadshow.
I love that
of course,
show.
I'm going to be watching that.
Good stuff.
But your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And this is something you should know. I don't know how we feel about this yet. I think we're a little bit sad, but we're hopeful for the opportunities it presents. But one of Southwest Michigan's most popular attractions is letting its fans know there will be some changes this year. The Niles Scream Park put out a social media statement this week announcing plans to eliminate the Dark Territory Haunted Hayride and replace it with a new attraction called the Wicked Woods.
The Wicked Woods.
The Wicked Woods.
Whoa.
Yeah, they posted the following up on
yeah, they say it's with heavy heart.
Yes.
They should have said beating heart.
With a bleeding heart.
With bleeding heart. There you go. We are writing to inform you of a significant decision regarding the Dark Territory Haunted Hayride. After careful consideration and evaluation of various factors, we regret to announce the closure of the Dark Territory Haunted Hayride effective immediately. Now, the decision to close the Dark Territory for the Haunted Hayride was not made lightly. Since 1998, they've been cherished the opportunity to serve the community and visitors alike, providing memorable experiences and fostering connections through a unique attraction. However, changes in the economic landscape involving consumer preferences and unforeseen challenges have necessitated that it's a difficult decision for them to make.
Yeah, and part of that, as you might imagine, was the expense of the operating the attraction and operating it safely. And so they were very concerned about that. They also said it's no secret the hayride exists because of a family who's worked with the park for 20 plus years. And unfortunately, their future commitment that's required is uncertain at this time. And so their patrons expect more than safety allows for them to do every year. So they just want to make sure that where they're watching expenses, they're keeping an eye on safety, and they're doing something fun for everyone. So they'll have more to announce as far as the fall of 2024. They've got what are some mystery and darkness and other fun attractions that they'll be announcing. It's all right there. Check it out at moodyonthemarket.com.
Yeah, and this is just one of many attractions they have for the Niles Scream Park. So
they just wanted to make sure that people knew the territory hayride.
Yeah, the hayride. I will say I've been on the hayrides over the years.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And
Is it
it's
scary? Is it scary?
But I can tell that it's something that not only takes a lot of manpower, but a lot of expense to make it the way it is. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we appreciate the heads up on the transition.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Niles Scream
Forward
Park.
to that. It's already is it spooky season yet?
Sure.
I know we got to get through summer, but I know Niles Scream Park's thinking about it all the time because they're working on that stuff all throughout the summer.
I love that somebody's thinking about it all the time. That's good.
Check out that story and more at moodyonthemarket.com and on the app. Download that today.
Yeah.
Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
Rich Brand and Tarek Halsey of IMS Insurance.
All right.
Yeah, they no fact in the rumor that the Niles Scream Park is going to have a new attraction called "Here's Your Grocery Bill for the Week."
CVS receipt. That's what it is. Yeah. What if the new thing was just your checkout and it's just somebody just constantly going boop, boop,
yeah,
boop,
Here's
and you
your
just
grocery
see
bill.
that going up
500, 600,
or somebody doing your taxes. Just
no,
you owe money. Adult. That's the adult.
Too
fears.
scary. Too scary.
Too scary.
Yeah. Really looking forward to the Bearded Boys of Baseball. We got to figure out how to go see that. Chris said he's going to be greeting people at the door.
Oh.
So maybe we'll go by and say hi.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to check that out? I feel like that's big screen worthy. I mean, watching it on PBS will be great.
Oh yeah.
But it sounds like it's going to be in pieces.
Yes.
With the other documentaries that he's done.
Yeah.
But I think seeing it on the big screen is worth doing. So anybody that's a baseball fan, I know there's a ton of them.
Yeah.
But also just a history fan as well. So bring your kids, bring the whole family, and enjoy that because that's like Chris had said, there's so much history in Southwest Michigan. It's crazy that a lot of people don't know about some of this stuff.
And the House of David, I mean, he's got a series of 9 films that he has in his head of like the big different things. I mean, because you think about the shipping that they were involved in. You think about the amusement park that he said is number 3, the baseball. The first one was kind of an overview, but it didn't get in depth into what the whole series will be able to do going forward.
And I mean, you could go into inventions, because there's so many inventions and things that
did a lot of their own tooling.
Yeah. So you could just dive into a whole documentary on just the things that were created through that.
Well, and if you've ever gone by in Benton Harbor and seen the House of Mary Hotel, or the Mary's Hotel from the House of David.
They call that thing like the fortress or something.
It is a fortress because they invented the recipe for the bricks. And it includes, I think it even includes some shells. But it is strong.
Yeah.
It's like armor plating on that building. And it's, I mean, when they say the bones are good, the bones are good.
Those bones are good. those are like Wolverine bones from X-Men.
They may grow back.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That about does it for us for the live stream. Hope you enjoyed it. If you happen to miss any of our conversation with Chris, feel free to check that out as well. But thank you so much for spending some time with us, and we'll be back here tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you.